Good morning, friends. It's Robyn here from RewbyPilates. Today I have a lovely little morning flow. This is a workout that you can do every time you're feeling stiff in your body and you need to get yourself moving in the mornings. What you'll need is your cushion. This is optional to place under your head and neck. But what's really important is that you have a nice soft mat for your spine because we will be doing some rolling movements. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's begin by rolling down onto our back. So with control, you'll find your starting position. You're lengthening that head and neck, placing the arms down by the sides. Your feet are hip width apart, the knees are bent. You might have to take a few little micro adjustments to find your form. And once you've found it, start to breathe. And as you do so, scan your body. Look for areas that might feel tight or stiff, and start to breathe through these areas, feeling as if on the exhale you're releasing. So you're trying to remove all that tension that's been accumulating in your body. And enjoying the fact that you're here, dedicating this time to yourself and your body and taking care of it. Okay, let's go ahead and place our hands on our pelvis for some pelvic tilts. Inhale to prepare and exhale, push the lower back into the mat and then release back to find our neutral spine. Push it in and release. So essentially what we're trying to do when we return back is that we want our hands to be flat. Sit flat in the pelvis. Let's go for our last one here. And what this will do is it will create a little gap between the small of your back and the mat. And that is your neutral spine. We always want to try and find that before we begin moving. Okay, so our arms are down by our sides. Just going to rock our head from side to side. Just loosening up through that area. Inhale through the center and exhale, stretch. And over one more time. And then come to the center. We'll now go into some shoulder rolls. So we're going to elevate those shoulders up to the ears and depress them down the back. Inhale, exhale down. So it's really getting a sense of how our shoulders should feel when we're lying in this position, bringing awareness to them. And lengthening. Okay. And we're going to take those arms up above our head, inhale them up, and exhale them down for our snow angels. Inhale up, and exhale down. So you really want to feel that you're stretching through those arms and hands. They're becoming very long. And one last one up, inhale, and exhale, down you go. And place those palms flat on the mat. Let's now move on to our next exercise, which is to wake up our very deep core muscles. We'll start with our single leg swaps. So starting with our inhale to prepare, exhale the leg up to tabletop, and then tap the toe down to the mat and come up again. So whilst you're doing this, you're really going to try and draw that belly button into your spine. We'll do 5 of these per side. So we'll go into our last one. Up you go, exhale. Lower the leg. Inhale to prepare again to exhale up. Tap the toe down on the inhale and exhale. Draw up through the pelvic floor as you move the leg. So there's a total concentration on activating all your core muscles. Last one, down and up you go. And lower that leg, maintaining your neutral spine and drawing that belly button in. We're going to go into some knee openings. You're placing the hands on the hips to help stabilize those hips so that they don't move. Let's go ahead and exhale the left knee open. Inhale through the center and exhale right knee. So those hands are there to ensure that the hips remain absolutely stable. It's just the legs that are moving. Let's go into one more of these. Exhale, open, and close. We're now going to go on to an exercise which is a little more challenging. You'll place your arms out in a T shape next to your body, and you'll point both toes into the mat with your legs glued together. You'll then inhale the legs over to the right with control and exhale them back to the center. Inhale over to the left to exhale back again. Now the important thing here is to move through imprint as you come through the center. So push your lower back into the mat as you return. And you want the alignment to remain the same throughout the legs. So the knees are stacked, the feet are stacked, and they aren't moving. Slow the movement down. Now for an added challenge, you can take the legs up, otherwise keep the legs down. Push the lower back into the mat. Make sure you're always connected there. Okay, let's go for it. We'll inhale the legs over to our right. And then exhale them up to center. So you really want to feel that your shoulders are planted firmly into the mat. You want to rely on your core to move your legs with control. Okay, let's do one more of these. Through the center, push the lower back into the mat and over. Great, and then slowly come back through the center. And let's go ahead and lower those feet back down to the mat. Let's now lower those arms down by our sides, palms facing down for some pelvic curls. A great way to warm up the spine for the day ahead. Inhale to prepare and exhale. Tuck that pelvis under and lift up through the pubic bone. Squeeze the glutes at the top of the movement and lower again. Inhale in neutral, exhale, tuck that tailbone under, squeeze the glutes and come up, and then articulate all the way down to your sacrum and neutral spine. So remember, as you get to the top of the movement, you want to feel the sensation that your hip bones and your lower ribs are coming closer together. They're contracting. And that way you will activate your glutes. Push your heels into the mat and lower. Let's go on to our fifth one. Up you go. Exhale, hold, inhale, and exhale down. So the breathing is very important as it regulates the speed of the movement. You don't want to move through these exercises quickly, but rather slowly, with precision and controlled. Up you go. Exhale, inhale, hold, and exhale, articulate down. Let's do one more of these. Inhale, exhale, roll up, squeeze at the top, draw that belly button in, and then lower. Okay, now that we've done that, let's go into a shoulder bridge. So finding your bridge position, except this time you're going to place your heels together, toes apart. The knees will naturally fall open. Inhale to prepare and exhale, find your bridge. So you're going to roll up through that pelvis. Squeeze at the top. Open up through that breastbone. And let's go into some rotation through the pelvis. So rotate and up and squeeze at the top of the movement. You really want to see your pubic bone up there. Last one this side, and then we'll reverse the movement. Let's reverse for 4. Squeeze. Exhale at the top of the movement. One more. Up. And then release down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. And let's just bring those knees to our chest. Stretch out that lumbar spine. And then let's open and close the knees to the side of the room. And this is a lovely way to stretch the hips, to open the hips. This is one of my favorite stretches in the morning. Most important things for our spine health is to decompress the spine. And so by holding onto the back of the thighs and using them as resistance, we can pull the shoulders back, lengthen through the top of our head, feel like you're being pulled up with puppet strings. And then you want to feel that corset around your core drawing in, and this is an activation of your core abdominal muscles that help to support your spine. You're stimulating that. You're encouraging that support. Always breathing through it. Great. Now for our next exercise, it will be our roll down. And sometimes it's difficult to get the lower back to round. And so if you're needing that extra support, place a rolled up towel behind your back, and this will just help assist you with the movement. Okay, so we'll go into our half roll down. Inhale to prepare and exhale. Roll down, look at the belly button, rounding through that spine, and then come up again. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, roll off the sitting bones. Finding that lovely curve from the coccyx all the way up to the crown of the head. Looking at the belly. Remember, your head is continuation of your spine. So looking at your belly button ensures the curve of the head and neck. Okay, last one. And release, good, and roll up. And we're going to go into our rolling like a ball. You can either have your hands on your shins or at the sides of your legs by your ankles. Inhale back and exhale to come back to your seated position. Now the important thing here is you want to try and use your abdominals as opposed to momentum. Inhale back, exhale up. And you want to try and maintain the same distance between your heels and your buttocks and your head and your knees. Last one. And release it out. Let's take those legs out in front of us for our seated spine stretch. So our arms are at shoulder height. We're lengthening through the spine, flexing the feet. Reach forward. I want you to feel as if you are lengthening forward as opposed to compressing your spine by trying to touch your arms down towards your legs. It's a reaching action. Inhale, lengthen through the spine, and exhale, fold forward, reach those arms over your feet. Inhale, up, lengthen, last one, reach. Feel those hamstrings stretch. And hold on to the legs, and let's go ahead and point and flex those feet. We're just moving or mobilizing that ankle joint, as well as stretching the fronts and the backs of our legs. So we'll be stretching our shins all the way up through our quads as well as our hamstrings. Let's go ahead and bend our knees again and place our hands by the sides of our hips. You're going to push through those hands on the mat. This is another way of decompressing your spine. And you're going to roll off the sitting bones, pushing through those hands. And you're going to make your way down to the mat very, very slowly. Engaging your abdominals, tilting your pelvis towards you as you do so until you get to the bottom. Okay, let's move into our next exercise, which is our straight leg raises. We're going to extend our right leg out to begin with. So maintaining our neutral spine, you'll point the leg up to the ceiling and flex the foot down so that your leg hovers just above the mat. If you can't get your leg as low, that's not a problem. Try and take it down to a 45-degree angle, so at the knee. Flex, point, and flex. So you're trying to keep extremely still in your pelvis, and you're activating your core abdominals to move the leg. Okay, let's go over to the other side. We're now going to extend our left leg down the mat, pointing the toe, locking the knee, and take the leg up and flex. Point and flex. The reason why we're flexing on the way down is to try and give ourselves a little stretch through the hamstrings. And pointing up, we're activating our quad. Let's do 2 more. Up, point, and flex down. 1 more. And let's release it out. Let's now go ahead and stretch out. We're extending our right leg and bringing our left knee in towards our body. By squeezing your right glute, you will feel more of a stretch in the hip. And when you're ready, you can bring your knee over the midline of your body just to get a bit more of a stretch through the glute. Let's go over to the other side. We're now holding on to our right knee and have extended our left leg out. Really activate that left glute. Feel the stretch, breathe. And then when you're ready, bring that knee over the midline of your body. And our morning stretch wouldn't be complete if we didn't go into our starfish, which is extending those arms above our head, stretching, reaching through those arms and reaching through the legs, pointing the toes, stretching in opposite directions. Let's now bring those arms up towards the ceiling and exhale to lift ourselves up into our seated position. morning routine, we must do our cat stretch. We can learn a lot about those feline creatures just by looking at how they stretch out when they wake up, and we're going to do exactly the same. So in our all four position, you'll inhale to prepare and exhale round, tucking that tailbone under, feeling the stretch through the back, and then extending forward to look up, pushing the buttocks out. And round, look at the belly button, and extend forward. We'll do 4 of these. Round, tuck, and extend and open. 1 more. And on this 4th rep, let's rock towards those heels, stretching through all those spinal extensors, pushing through those hands on the mat to help promote the stretch. And when you're ready, come back into your all 4 position. We're going to go into a pelvic rotation. So we're going to round the pelvis, really moving through the entire spine. Really exaggerate this movement. So you're rotating through the rib cage, and the movement corresponds with the pelvis. And let's reverse the movement. It's a little tricky sometimes to do that with the coordination of it, but just try your best here to move. That's the most important thing. Let's do 2 more of these. Great. Come back to your all 4 position for our spine twist with leg extension. Let's go ahead and extend our right leg out. You want to round your lower back toward the ceiling. So tilting the pelvis under. You'll then inhale your opposite arm, your left hand up to rib cage, and exhale to open and look up. You really want to bring that elbow towards your opposite buttock. So the arm should be flush against the body. Let's lower, bring the leg in, other side. So taking the left leg out, we're going to inhale our right hand up to right rib cage and exhale to twist. Look up towards the ceiling, feeling that shoulder blade coming towards your spine, opening up and releasing the hand. Great. We're now going to go on to thread the needle, which is essential for thoracic mobility. So extending the arm up to the ceiling and threading it through the opposite arm and leg. And exhale, thread. So you want to constantly look at your hand as you move. On your 3rd one, lower all the way down. So the shoulder is now on the mat. So it's almost like those reps before this hold is warming up the spine. You might click here, that's okay. Let's go up, extend towards the ceiling, and lower back down, other side. Inhale the left arm up toward the ceiling, and exhale, thread the arm through. Inhale up, and exhale. One last time before we lower down. And lower that shoulder, feeling that lovely stretch through the spine, particularly your thoracic spine. And when you're ready, you'll bring the arm up, looking at it, and lower back down to the mat. Let's push back into a shell stretch. We want to rest here for a few breaths before we move on to our next exercise, which is really going to pump some energy and engage your abdominals. Wake them up for the day. Rolling up into your seated position. Open the chest. And let's get back onto all fours. So with this exercise, we're going to tuck those toes under and we're going to lift the knees up off the mat by a couple inches. So inhale to prepare, exhale up. You'll hold it and then you'll lower. So as you bring those knees up, I want you to engage your core. Bring your belly button to your spine. Ensure that you're looking below you, straight below you, so that you don't drop your head. Let's go for 4. We'll do 8 of these and then we're going to hold the position. Release. Let's go for 5. Exhale. Draw in. Engage. Release. 6. And 2 more. 7. So don't drop through the waist. Keep engaged. One last time. Up you go and hold it there. Really focus with every exhalation. You want your belly button to come in closer toward your spine. And release. Brilliant. Good job. So untuck those toes and push back into your shell stretch. And when you're ready, roll up into your seated position, holding onto those inner thighs and stretching through the chest. Okay, let's go into our next exercise, which is our race with walking. So it's the same position as we previously were in, except we're going to walk the legs out behind us. This is really going to energize our body. So get into your starting position and bring the knees up. Now let's walk back. Inhale, inhale, exhale, in. Inhale, inhale, exhale, exhale. So really pay attention to the foot placement. You want your knees to come back to exactly the same place that they were before. It's so controlled. The movement is very, very precise. You're keeping lifted through your abdominals and through your lower back. Last one. Good. And release. And push back into your well-deserved shell stretch. So you should really be feeling like you're almost ready to take on your day. Energized, stretched, feeling good. Okay, this is our second to last stretch. We'll roll up into our seated position. Now I just want to remind you that you can sit on your buttocks if you struggle with your knees. So you've placed your left hand next to left shin and extended the opposite arm across the body, stretching the side of your body. Relax your head. Push through the hand that's on the mat next to the shin. That will rotate you further and come up. And again, place the right hand next to right shin, taking the left arm over, stretch, release, enjoy. Taking your big inhalations and exhalations until finally you'll roll up into your seated position when you're ready. Okay, let's go ahead and place our hands behind our back, interlace the fingers, pull the arms down the back and look up. We're going to rotate our head from side to side. So you drop the head over and round forward up to the other side. And then reverse the movement. Exhale. Up to the top. Inhale and exhale, round. And up. And let's go for one last one here. Round and up. And bring your head to the center. Great, guys, that's the end of our little morning flow. I hope you enjoyed that. I really did myself. I hope it's got you ready for your day. You're feeling good. Remember guys to please like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more workouts. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Otherwise, have a great day.